All right, so by now you know wines can be paired not only with things, but also with experiences. In this next case, it's football. Certified wine specialist Liz Barrett joins us with pairings you might want to draft at your game day party with all those game day bites, all at affordable price points. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Let me just start with it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Okay. All right, Liz, you started when you were drinking wine. You're just kind of a regular wine drinker. You spend $10 per bottle at a store and maybe 20 if it's a special occasion.
Yes. Yeah. I used to be just like, I think 99% of America, where wine was my go-to beverage. But I didn't know anything about it. I bought it based on like, oh, that has a cute label. Oh, that's a good price or whatever. And then I took a job at a wine company and I went deep down the wine rabbit hole, and it just became something that was fascinating to me. I didn't know, like, Merlot. Is that a place? Is it a grape? I just
Am I
didn't
pronouncing it
even
correctly? Is it really
believe
Merlot and I don't know, right? Yeah, yeah. I mean, how many people do that, right? Vintage, champagne versus Prosecco versus Cava, all those types of things are things that people start to actually have conversations now at the table, which before we would just drink whatever was in front of us. But it is a big education, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a big education. And I think the reason I fell in love with it was it has everything. It's got history, it's got geography, it's got fabulous, historical figures, it's art, it's science, and it's very convivial. And I'm a very outgoing social type of person. So I just had great fun learning. It wasn't easy all the time, but
Yeah.
I just loved it. And now I just love helping people, learn have little light bulbs go off whenever I can for people.
One of our great friends here in Houston is Master Sommelier Guy Stout, who was the first Master Sommelier in the state of Texas and one of few around the world. You said something that makes all these sommeliers cringe when you go, I just bought it because it's a good price point or it's a cute label, right? But
I know that makes me cringe now, honestly, but because I always ask people, or I notice what they like. I know that some of my friends, like, they love Chardonnay. And so if you love Chardonnay, I know that, maybe you're going to like, some other wines that aren't Chardonnay, but have that taste profile.
Yeah. And even though they'll say, no, I like dry or I like sweet. And then it's like, well, try this Riesling. It's like, well, no, Rieslings are all sweet. Well, no, they're not all sweet. And so it's fun to learn along the way. Okay, so you are a certified specialist of wine. Explain what that is and what was that test like?
So that is brought to you by the Society of Wine Educators, and you get a big, thick book. And basically, it's mostly self-taught. There are some webinars, and then you take a 100 question test. And it is the breadth of information that you want to try to memorize for this test is so far beyond like 100 questions. I feel like I memorized enough. I prepared for 1,000 questions. And you take the test, and oh gosh, few people pass on their first time. And it had been a while since I, sort of taken on an academic project like that, but I did pass on the first time. And it was ironically, the first thing I wanted after I passed was a beer.
Oh. All right, let's back it back to the wine now. Okay, so we talked about, pairings can go with all kinds of things, and there are certain foods that are synonymous with watching the big game. So let's go ahead and pair those. Let's start with Clean Slate, the 2024 Riesling.
Yes, this is Clean Slate Riesling. It is from the Moselle region of Germany. And the reason that it is called Clean Slate is, as you can see on the label, it has sort of this artwork that looks like a slate. And the soil there is actually slate soil, and the sun bakes those tiles sort of and keeps the soil really warm, making for really fresh wine.
Yeah, can I tell you, I love this because it's not too sweet and it's not too dry. It's straight up the middle for me.
Yeah, it's really a nice middle ground Riesling, and I think it pairs fantastically with Asian food, a sushi platter or anything Thai spring rolls, sashimi. It's got the body to stand up to some spice and all of that sort of salty, savory Asian goodness.
Yeah.
And
those are people who are doing a little bit more healthy game day bites right there. Let's move on to the Root Cabernet Sauvignon.
Yes, Route 1 Cabernet. I mean,
Oh, Oh, whoops, I think we just lost
for
her.
decades.
Oh, there we go. There we go. We lost you for a second. You said what now with the root?
Oh, Cabernet. Everybody loves Cabernet. It is like Cabernet has sort of been king for, decades in America. This is exactly what you want with your sliders, like a meat pizza. Barbecue would be great with this. And the clean slate, these are all like most of them are $15 and under. You can get them all at Specs in Houston or wine.com. So they're also affordalicious, I might add.
Yeah, yeah.
Chili is another great option for this cab.
Ah, okay. And then moving on to a Malbec. And what's interesting to me is how every few years something new comes along. It's not new, but it becomes more popular. And for years we didn't hear anything about Malbec, and now all of a sudden it's like Malbec. So tell us about what makes something a Malbec and what you would pair it with.
Yeah, Malbec, I mean, its original home is France. This Tilia Malbec is from Argentina. It is, I love this winery because it's so sustainable, as is the Route 1. And I think Malbec, it's, if Cab is too big for a person, I think Malbec just hits really nicely with a lot of red cherry fruit. I love this with pigs in a blanket. I love this with, a meat pizza, sausages. I think it would be great with any of those.
Yeah, don't cry for me, Argentina, on this one right here. Okay, this is good. All right, we have
$12. I mean, crazy.
Yeah, right? There's so many more vineyards in the world today than there used to be that we do have that option of buying things that are more affordable so we can, branch out and taste more things. Okay, this next one, I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce it, but we have about 45 seconds left. So tell us about this one and what you would pair it with.
This is brand new. It is called E to M. It is a non-alcoholic rosé sparkler, and it is infused with rose petals. So you'll definitely notice a floral aroma. I think this would be great with, avocado or guacamole and chips. I think it would be great with salty potato chips and maybe an onion dip kind of thing.
And there's no alcohol in this?
It's been de-alcoholized, exactly. So this is something that everybody can celebrate with, and it's about $25, and you can find it on wine.com.
All right, so my boss is standing right over here, and he's been watching me sample these, making sure I don't take too much of a taste. But this one I can, all right, it's all good. I'm gonna serve this one at a girl's lunch and see how many women are feeling it, right? It's psychosomatically just feeling it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for sharing your list with us today.
Thanks for having me. Happy Super Bowl day.
Happy Super Bowl. Okay, let's do let me do a little clink right here. See if it works.
Yeah.
Okay, go to the other side. Clink. There we go. We made it happen. All right. For a list of all the wines featured today and where to purchase them ahead of the Sunday's game, visit greatdayhouston.com, and we will provide links. Remember, they're all really affordable bottles of good wine.